First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
Well, good evening and welcome to First at 5 from WUFT News. I'm Jacob Sedesse.
And I'm Natasha Holt. The future of the Thelma Bolton Center is now in the hands of the Gainesville City Council.
WUFT's Francis Kapper is live in front of the building where millions of taxpayer dollars will go to restore history. Francis?
I'm live here today at the Thelma Bolton Center because our community is discussing whether or not this building needs a complete or partial restoration. This building had its roof installed in the 90s and is also suffering from other structural difficulties. The historic Thelma Bolton Center, once used as an entertainment spot for Gainesville residents, is now falling apart. The Gainesville City Commission approved plans for a comprehensive renovation in 2019. But after delayed renovation plans, pandemic shutdowns, and out-of-date construction, the city is unsure about the future of it. The Board of Commissioners moved to complete a partial restoration. The citizens of Gainesville said that the building deserved a complete restoration.
The Thelma Bolton Center is unique in the state of Florida because it was built by the city of Gainesville for World War II soldiers to relax, recreate, and socialize. The City Commission was very proud that they were able to get the federal government to agree to build a building with the auditorium and the wing.
It's the most welcoming place in Gainesville for servicemen. I have 25 years service in the military, another 18 working for the Army in Korea. And I implore you, take a step back. This is not the right decision.
The Thelma Bolton Center is a relic of our community's history. This building is a project from FDR's Great New Deal. Built in 1943, this building is an example of American exceptionalism. From a past generation, aged but not forgotten. Live in Gainesville, Francis Kapper, WUFT News.
We're learning just how much damage was caused to the area's agriculture industry by Hurricane Idalia. UF economists estimate it cost Florida agriculture more than $78 million. The UF IFAS Economic Impact Analysis Program released its first report assessing the hurricane's effects on agriculture. As you can see, farmland in the city of Live Oak was heavily damaged. This is drone video of the aftermath. The preliminary report estimates the total production losses range from about $78 million to $370 million. The storm hit more than 3 million acres of Florida farmland that's used to produce agriculture such as corn, lettuce, citrus, and animal products. The program's director, Krista Court, says the report is expected to provide government officials with information needed to make decisions about disaster relief.
We provide the update at this point because we know that there's a lot of decisions that are being made now or in the near future at local levels, state levels. There's a lot of discussions going on at federal levels, and we want to make our information available to them as fast as possible so that they can inform that decision-making process.
The complete report with more specific estimations will be published in the coming months.
Well, Natasha, if you're in Citrus County and you're still picking up the pieces from Idalia, FEMA is sticking around longer. The county's Disaster Recovery Center is now staying open until October 7th. It will be open Monday to Saturday from 9 to 6. Those affected can apply for assistance, learn the status of their FEMA application, and find housing and rental information. If you do not have a way to get a ride to the DRC, Citrus County transit officials are offering free services to transport residents from their homes. This is by appointment only, but walk-ins are also accepted. And, you know, we're hearing thunder above us right now. A storm is rolling in over north central Florida. Daniella, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Thanks, Jacob. Of course, you are right. We're hearing the thunder roaring down here in the studio this evening. So it's really, really important to stay weather alert because as you can see on our live campus cam over the Ben Hill Griffin Stadium and the University of Florida campus, we have a big storm making its way toward us. Temperatures are at 87 right now, but because we have high humidity, feeling like 91 now. Of course, we are tracking those storms for you here at WUFT. We can see these storms are going to be making their way toward the south, but we see this area over Gainesville that is going to be having a lot of lightning. So when thunder roars, go indoors. Please stay safe this evening. Let anyone that you know who's at the campus of University of Florida, in the Gainesville area, even down in Ocala, that there are going to be severe storms this evening, and that's how we stay safe. That's all from me. Back to the desk.
This week, city commissioners in Bellevue voted to shut down the town's internet cafes. The move comes more than 2 years after several people were arrested after an undercover investigation found dozens of illegal gambling devices. WUFT's Charlize Ramos spoke to a business owner who says he was relieved the 8 cafes are now closed for good.
Ask for them to come to your community. Ask them to put one right next to your house.
Local business proprietor Travis Thorpe has been one of the most vocal advocates for the removal of internet cafes. He believes the cafes are connected to crimes in his community. Tuesday, September 19th, he got his wish. Bellevue City Commissioners voted to ban the businesses. One of these cafes, Fish Games, is located right off of US 441 North. We tried to talk to the owner of Fish Games right behind me, but he refused to comment. So we talked to local business owners about the closing, and they had a lot to say. A business owner in the shopping center next door is relieved now that the cafes are gone. Some don't have an opinion. And then there are others who believe the establishments caused commotion.
I used to feel like any business coming into Bellevue was a good business as long as they brought traffic to us. I don't feel that way anymore, particularly about these Fish Games. They've been nothing but blight in our community, and basically they're cesspools.
Travis says most of the support of the internet cafes comes from visitors. But for now, those who oppose believe this measure will no longer cause them to gamble with their money and safety. Charlize Ramos, WUFT News.
We now know what led to a deputy-involved shooting in Marion County. It happened Wednesday on Highway 41 near Dunellen. Detectives say a deputy was responding to a trespassing call and made contact with Scott Peltier. The deputy said he did not respond to commands to leave the property or to keep his hands up and away from his gun. Investigators say the deputy shot him when he tried to pull out his gun. He wasn't badly hurt and was taken to the hospital before heading to jail.
Well, officials with the State University Board of Governors are moving forward with a rule that may make life for transgender students harder on campus. I heard from a trans UF student on why she's still confident coming to class, and she's not sorry.
I don't think I'm allowed to curse, so it's a lot of junk.
That's Dia Fallon, a student at the University of Florida who just so happens to be transgender.
I came out about 3 years ago. As I'm here, I just started, taking HRT. Very nice.
She says she's pretty confident about being herself on campus.
I don't expect to get, yelled at by anybody, and if they do, I'll just yell at them back, probably in Spanish.
But new policy may make things a bit more complicated. The State University Board of Governors this week took a step in carrying out a controversial new law. It would require designation of restrooms for exclusive use of males or of females. Governor DeSantis signed the law in May, along with other measures seen as targeting trans people. One member of the Board of Governors, who's also a UF professor, voted against the plan.
In places where similar laws have been implemented, there has been an increase in harassment of people who are using or attempting to use the restroom.
Fallon already tries to stay away from the women's bathroom.
I'll usually use the gender neutral one, or if I'm not dressing out on campus, I'll just slide into a men's bathroom that nobody else is using.
She says if the bill does pass,
I think it's a sign that me and other trans people need to organize against that sort of thing.
Mostly, though, she's unafraid and hopes to use that to support her peers.
If other people are scared to be openly transgender and I can deal with it, then I guess it's sort of my duty to be out there and be myself as a guide for other people.
Fallon added that she thinks most students don't even know when a trans person is in the bathroom with them. She told me she thinks the initiative is just a way for politicians to target a subset of people they don't like.
And an unsuspecting driver and passenger were at the center of a traffic stop in Alachua County. Just before 4 this morning, deputies stopped a reported stolen vehicle on I-75. They say a 10-year-old was in the driver's seat with their 11-year-old sister. The siblings in their mother's car had been reported missing to the Northport Police Department. Deputies contacted their mother, who declined to pursue charges, and drove 3 hours to Alachua County to take custody of both children.
Well, you don't want to be walking outside right now, but if you do want to cross 16th Avenue in the future, it may be much safer.
Plus, the College of Central Florida is expanding their nursing program, the big step they're taking to get more help in hospitals.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Welcome back to WUFT's First at 5. The fight for control over GRU between the city of Gainesville and the state of Florida continues, with a court hearing set for tomorrow. On July 21st, the city of Gainesville filed a lawsuit against the state over the takeover law. The law would give Governor Ron DeSantis a board appointed by him to control GRU. The hearing is set to begin at 10 a.m.
While pedestrians trying to cross 16th Avenue in Gainesville will soon have a safer way to do it, workers with the Florida Department of Transportation are constructing a new pedestrian hybrid beacon at the intersection of Southwest 16th Avenue and Southwest 10th Terrace. Drivers can expect single-lane closures during non-peak hours, and pedestrians can expect detours and sidewalk closures. If you take a look at your screen now, you can see a demonstration of how these things work. At the top, you'll see the blinking yellow light shows when cars are supposed to start stopping. Then both of the red lights will turn on when the pedestrian is crossing, and then they'll start alternating as the time is running out. The installation is expected to be completed for this in the spring.
The College of Central Florida broke ground today on a Center for Nursing at the Ocala campus.
1, 2, 3, success!
The Ocala Metro Chamber and Economic Partnership joined college officials for this morning's groundbreaking. Construction will soon begin on the $20 million project. The Florida Legislature, the Marion County Hospital District, and the Marion County Commission teamed up on the funding. Designed to help address Florida's shortage of nurses, the new facility should begin hosting classes in January of 2025.
Well, thankfully, those dark clouds didn't roll in to, rain on that groundbreaking ceremony. Daniella, can you tell us a little bit about what's going on over North Central Florida right now?
Of course, Jacob. So we are going to be having a lot of severe thunderstorms this evening, but stay with me to see just how long they're going to last.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Jumping straight into tracking the severe storms that we're seeing this evening, looking at our live campus cam over the Ben Hill Griffin Stadium right now. It's around 5:15 in the afternoon, so the sun is still up, and look at how dark it is outside right now. You'd definitely be hearing, if you're around the area, those strikes of lightning and the thunder. So when thunder roars, go indoors. Please stay safe and make sure that you are weather alert this evening. Looking at our storm radar right now, we do see those areas of severe thunderstorms with a lot of lightning activity in Gainesville as well as in the Ocala region. So please stay weather alert, keep up to date with all of the updates with the thunder and the lightning. But looking at our hour by hour for the rest of the evening, apparently we don't have any temperatures tonight, so that is a little glitch in the system. I do apologize. However, those temperatures are going to be dropping into the low 70s this evening. A cool evening, but you do want to stay indoors. And I know it's Thursday, one more day to go before Friday, but please stay weather safe and stay indoors. But there we go, those temperatures are back for tomorrow. We have a cool day starting out at 77, warming up to almost the 90-degree mark, so a nice Floridian summer day, and that weather is going to remain just in time to catch the football game. The Gators are going to be playing in the Ben Hill Griffin Stadium right here in the swamp, taking on Charlotte tomorrow, or Saturday evening rather. That tailgate weather is looking really nice. It's going to be a toasty tailgate starting at 87. However, those temperatures are going to be dropping around that 81-degree mark. Clear for kickoff. There's going to be no rain on a Saturday, so luckily it's going to be a great evening to be outdoors. And then for your celebration, because the Gators are definitely going to win, hopefully, it is going to cool down to 71. So now we are tracking the tropics, of course. As of right now in Florida, we don't really have anything to worry about in terms of it making landfall, potential tropical cyclone 16. Here we see the track set out by the National Hurricane Center. However, on Florida's east coast, you can be seeing some gusty winds, some rough surf, a high rip current risk, and some occasional rain. So again, please do stay weather aware. Now, the storm is going to be picking up some of its strength because we are seeing these above average temperatures in the ocean. You can see these dark areas of red, about 86 and 85 across the coast, so it is going to be giving a lot of potential for that storm to really be picking up. But of course, on Saturday is going to be the first day of fall, starting at 2:50 a.m. It's my favorite season, so I'm really excited, and I hope you are too. Back to the desk.
Coming up in sports, two teams are looking for their first win of the season tonight. In just a couple hours, Santa Fe takes on Gainesville in Thursday's version of Friday Night Lights. We'll get you the full preview and much more in sports after the break.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Welcome to sports. I'm Jack Alperstein. Some unfortunate news for the Gators volleyball team. Sophomore setter Alexis Stuckey is out for the rest of the season after suffering an ACL and MCL tear and a loss to number 1 ranked Wisconsin. Stuckey showed out her freshman year, being named the 2022 SEC Freshman of the Year, making her the 6th Gator to earn the honor and the first since 2014. She was also named to the 2022 All-SEC team. Florida's ranked 3rd in the nation with its only loss delivered by the Badgers. The team will look for Kennedy Muff to fill in for Stuckey. Turning to high school volleyball, Gainesville hosted Buchholz last night at the Purple Palace. This storm proved too lethal for Buchholz as the Hurricanes dominated the match in 3 sets. The dual attacking threat from seniors Mimi Davis and Brooklyn Teeler made this one real ugly, real fast. Gainesville took a commanding 25-8 win in the first set and did not look back. Buchholz fought to rally back, but they could not find an answer. With the win, Gainesville improves to 9-4 and the Bobcats drop to 5-8. Only 2 other schools were in action last night as St. Francis hosted Oak Hall. The Wolves could not take advantage of home court as the Eagles swooped in for the 3-set sweep to improve to 13-1 on the season. We've got a special Thursday night rendition of high school football featuring cross-county rivals Santa Fe and Gainesville High. Both teams are headed into this matchup 0-4, looking for that elusive first win. The last time these 2 teams met, the same exact scenario as this year. Both teams were 0-4 headed into Week 5. That time around, the Santa Fe Raiders escaped with their only win of the season, defeating the Hurricanes 14-7. Gainesville will be looking for their first win since November 5th, 2021, when they defeated Eastside 28-10. Kickoff for tonight's game is set for 7 p.m. Let's head over to the pitch where the Gators soccer team looks to bounce back from consecutive losses as they take on Tennessee tonight. Florida comes in with an overall record of 4-2-2. While the Gators are 3-1 at home, they have not found that same success on the road, sitting 1-1-2. Tennessee welcomes Florida with a 5-2-1 record, and both teams are looking for their first conference win. First kick is set for 7 p.m. The Florida Gator football team is back in action in the Swamp this weekend as it prepares to host the Charlotte 49ers. This past weekend, the 25th ranked Gators took a commanding 29-16 victory over the then 11th ranked Tennessee Volunteers. Before continuing SEC play, Florida will host Charlotte in a non-conference matchup. Gators head coach Billy Napier spoke on how the team is continuing to build after its big win.
And we have work to do and we have more to prove, right? There's a mindset that we're trying to develop here to where we can be consistent and not depend on external things to motivate us. And that's an attitude. That's a culture, and we're working on that.
The Gators will look for its 3rd straight victory Saturday at 7 p.m. in the Swamp. That's all we have for sports. I'm Jack Alperstein.
Pohaku Park has taken on a new role. It has become a beacon of hope for the hundreds of families devastated by the recent wildfires in Maui. Scott Kirby and his wife Dana are Florida natives and graduated from the University of Florida. They built their careers in the state before moving to Maui more than 20 years ago. Now they're working with friends, family, and members of the Lahaina community to transform Pohaku Park into a resource center for victims of the wildfires.
That is really nice to hear, but not really a great day for a walk in the park here, is it, Daniella?
Not today, Jacob, as we do have those severe thunderstorms this evening. Definitely not a night to walk in the park, a night to stay indoors. However, going into Saturday for our first day of fall, that's definitely going to be a day that you're going to want to head outdoors and take a walk to the Ben Hill Griffin Stadium to watch the Gators take on Charlotte. So I really love fall and I'm so excited. I really hope that you are too. And for our equinox, we have those day and nighttime hours almost being equal, but we're looking at that 6-day outlook. On Saturday, of course, you got to kick out with that pumpkin spice latte, and temperatures are going to be around this 89-degree mark for the rest of the week. That's all we have. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Daniella. You can always visit WUFT.org for more of your news online and on the go, or listen to WUFT 89.1, 90.1 on the road. Have a good night.